Welcome to Porch Drunkies. I am Thomas.
I'm Megan.
And back from hiatus, Jason.
Jason.
Hi, Jason. How are
Hi,
you?
guys. I missed you guys so.
How did you escape lard?
With
It's really thick and creamy and stuff, probably, right?
prudent planning.
Prudent planning.
That's how I escaped lard.
So Jason has returned back to us for this week. It's awesome.
Yes,
Very
I'm
awesome.
very glad to see you guys again and be able to be part of this podcast. I was pretty sad that I wasn't able to do the last one. But thank you, Julie, for coming in and filling in for me.
Special guest Julie from last week.
Yes. Much appreciated.
You missed a good movie with Mad Max, by the way.
Well, I haven't seen it.
I know. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
It
if
was
anybody-
good.
I don't know if anybody can replace Master Blaster, but you know, because everybody knows who runs Bartertown, excuse me.
Yeah, Bartertown. Pig shit.
Master Blaster runs Bartertown. You
Who
gotta see
runs
that movie.
Bartertown?
Which one?
Dude, you've seen Thunderdome, right?
Mad Max.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Back when I was really super young, and I have not watched it
You
since.
gotta get
so
down on some
any
of those-
references that you're
You won't know.
to which you're
yeah.
referring, I'm not gonna get.
You need to get down on some Tina Turner and her hair and her hoop earrings. Those are some sick.
No, those were
Hoop
were slinky earrings.
Those
They
were
weren't
like-
even hoop earrings. They were like somebody took a couple of small slinkies, twisted them like a U elbow macaroni thing, and then pinned them to her ears. That's pretty much
That
how
all
it
sounds like awesome.
That's yeah.
You
Okay.
should see them. I think we should.
Are they
get-
like the skinny?
Oh no,
slinky?
they're big and
Oh.
big and ugly. I mean, awesome. I meant awesome.
You meant awesome.
I meant awesome.
You're like, no offense,
No,
better wardrobe
offense
than the
means
first
nothing.
Road Warrior.
I worry
or
not
the,
about offense.
Yeah.
the first Mad
Oh,
Max.
Christina Turner's gonna be listening to our podcast. She's gonna be like, "What? That shit was good earrings."
Fuck you guys! I still wear those on Saturdays.
Yeah. Motherfuckers, I thought it looked good. Yeah, I don't
don't
think
know.
anybody cares about our opinions
Okay.
except for us.
Right.
Earworms.
They're real important to us. What?
Earworms.
huh?
Earworms.
As we were talking about Tina Turner, Meatloaf. His song, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Came into your head.
Came
How
into
did
my
it
brain.
go from Tina
I have
Turner
no
to that
clue.
song?
I have no clue, but I'm not going to sing it because I don't own the copyright.
So anybody who knows Jason knows that he will break out into, I'm in the same way. He breaks out into song, and it's the most obscure random shit. Like, have you heard that recently? Because I'm pretty
Nope.
sure nobody's heard that recently. So all day long, it's like the channel in his brain has been switched, and it's like going through the stations, and there's like 19
He's
songs
on
that
promo scan.
he's
Yeah.
been singing all fucking day. So
He's on
please don't
promo
get that
scan.
song into his head.
Yeah, please don't. That's not something I need. But now it is.
Now it is.
It's there, man.
I was watching Rocky Horror Picture Show the other night, and Meatloaf was on.
What does
Meatloaf
it think
is
you
on
won't do for love?
I don't know, but it's bad.
Yeah, it's gotta be bad if
It is,
Meatloaf isn't
I
going
won't
to
do
do it.
that.
I won't do
What?
I'll do
that.
anything
She's trying to
but
peg you.
that.
I won't do that, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's murder.
I won't kill your husband. I'm sorry.
I'm not killing anybody for you, lady. That's not how it's working. I don't know.
You need to reassess the dynamic of a
Maybe
relationship.
Meatloaf just didn't want to go on a diet.
Yeah.
He's like, I will not cut out the fats in my
I'm
diet.
not gonna change my name from Meatloaf to Salad.
That's stupid. Maybe crouton.
There you go.
I might change it to crouton because that's still delicious.
Croutons are delicious.
Croutons are delicious.
Yes.
Side subject on croutons. But yeah, there's been a lot of good ones.
That was totally a moment
There'll be
from
more.
Family Guy. It was just like, when we get old, we're going to sit across from each other and just eat our cereal and what was the special? Oh, grape nuts. She's like, oh, I love grape nuts. Oh, so do I.
I love grape nuts.
Yeah,
I love them.
you like eating sand?
It's not sand.
Might
It's
as well
more
be.
like rocks. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like a caveman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Crunch,
wonder if
crunch,
you could.
crunch.
I wonder if you can trick like those people on that. What is that show?
The one with the four guys
No, the show about people that have those weird.
that have heads.
Like I eat toilet
eyebrows.
paper and I eat.
Oh, like
I
obsessed or
sniff gas-
obsessions
yeah,
or whatever.
obsessions or something. I
Those
wonder
are
if you could
freaky
trick.
people.
Trick them to like
Trick the ones that are eating rocks, like, here, have some rocks.
to kick the rock by
Kick
giving
the
them.
rock.
Well, you need to kick the rocks. Have some grape nuts.
I love grape nuts. I like boring cereals like that. Grape nuts and the original shredded wheat, like the big cracker ones
you like
that
the
you
ones with
bust
no
up.
fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely no fun. You're like,
I add
get the
honey.
fun,
I
Blueberry
add honey
frosted.
kind to
Get
it.
the
Like I had,
fun-free frosted mini wheats, please. You know, without the frosting or sugar.
it's like a messy cereal too, because
Yeah.
it's like you put it in your mouth. It's like spaghetti. It's all trying to get out. I'm like, no, you
Those
get in
don't
there.
last very long in milk. They just fall
I know,
apart.
and it's amazing, and
Ugh,
they're
it's
so
like
good.
Porridge. Why don't you
They're
just eat yourself
so
some cold
good.
porridge?
Cream of wheat. Ugh.
God, that is gross.
I love
That is
cream of
gross.
wheat.
Yeah, you like boring stuff. Can I have some plain oatmeal, please? Just plain oatmeal.
I had cinnamon and honey in my oatmeal.
Well,
It's good.
it
Very
does sound
tasty.
good. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, but cream of wheat, that's some boring ass shit. Let's
Yeah.
pull some porridge ass shit.
Oh. I am going to bring up the fact on this podcast. The weird smog technician guy
Do that.
that we ran into today.
Yeah, man.
That guy.
So tell us the story, Thomas.
So Jason and I were going to get my car smogged, and we pull up to this smog place, which I won't name, but it looked hokey. Like there was like one set of machines. There was a BMX bike in the back, like section where a car should go,
Yeah.
and then it had like it was open, and there was no signage basically except for like smog tests here. You know?
Don't forget that sign that says "We'll be back in 20
Oh yeah,
minutes."
we'll be back.
Handwritten
We'll be
Sharpie
back
sign.
in 20 minutes.
And it was sideways.
Yeah.
Just want to let everyone know.
Bay
it
was
sideways.
completely open. And so we sit there and we park for a second. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to wait fucking 20 minutes. So I start looking up on my phone. Some rando comes walking up around the car and says, like, you know, I'm going to have to give you a citation or something like that for parking here. And I'm like, he's
Mind
like,
you, all you see in his hands is a pile of garbage.
and then
so-
tucked under his elbow was a tall can of beer of some sort.
So I don't know what kind of citation he was planning on writing with his
Yeah.
garbage and beer.
He's
He
like,
was
I'm
gonna
gonna
use
throw
the
this garbage in the backseat of your car. You're welcome.
Just consider yourself that a warning. There's some garbage in the backseat.
Yeah, he proceeded to mess with us. He was like, "Oh, you get a smog check today?" And at first I'm thinking, okay, this is just some random bum walking by because he had like a partially smoked cigarette between his fingers, and
Garbage in his hands.
he looked like a bum or a bum tweaker. Anyway, but I was just like, so
a weaker.
yeah,
Weaker.
a weaker. So I was just like looking over at Jason and being like, is this guy the guy that like is in charge of this place? Because I'm starting to reconsider my. Sure enough, we pull out. I'm like, okay, I'm pulling out. I'm gonna go to another fucking place. And sure enough, the guy was in there messing around with like some stuff on the.
He's getting ready to do some smogging.
Yeah, and we left.
To the 0 customers.
I don't suggest going there. We didn't tell you where, but just know out there, there's a tweaker smog dude that you don't want to get the smog check from.
Yeah.
If it looks like a gas station but is not actually a gas station,
Well, all I can say was that was a good choice. Go somewhere else. Because I don't think that guy would have had any form of certificate validation. You know, he'd be like, yeah, I'll give you a certificate. Let me just write it out in Sharpie. It might be sideways. Don't worry.
on the garbage paper that I found around the place.
Who is this guy? First thought was like, oh, this is just some fucking guy who wants to get beat up or something. Why are you fucking with us in this hot car? You think we're just enjoying this?
It's a hot car.
Mind you, hot as in temperature-wise, not necessarily. I don't have a hot car. I have a soccer mom car. So
No, it's not like a 10-second car. None of that. This isn't anything Paul Walker would want to drive. Wow.
Too soon.
I don't find
soon.
anything too soon.
I think that's too soon.
It's right. You're right. It's way too high safety rating.
You're a fuckhead.
Yes, I am. And he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Mhm. Great.
I miss you.
He missed you lots.
That's good. I'm happy he missed me lots.
Yeah.
Let's not get too emotional. Uncle Chris wouldn't approve. That guy's a dick.
we might have a short, or not a short, a segment.
Segment.
on this
We'll
podcast.
see. We'll see how that works.
Yeah.
We'll see if I can remember something.
Excuse me.
For any of you guys who know the small segment I did once, the My Uncle is a Dick, Uncle Chris is a Dick segment. There's lots of memories, but they just get filled in, or just so many of them happen. I lose track.
They get blurry.
Yeah, it all just blurs. I think I've already told the one about the thing he tried to give me, then took it back. When he offered me that, it was a hot pad that you put hands on, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I want that. It's like, oh, you're way too excited. You can't have it now.
Every time you talk to him, you should just be in a monotone, like,
Well,
yes, Chris.
the issue
I
is
would like to have
that usually when he offers me shit, I tell him, no, Chris, I don't want your useless shit. If you don't want it, what makes you think I want it? It's probably garbage.
And he tries to sell you on it.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like,
no,
"But
you really
dude,
do want this.
That bookcase would look great in your room. You don't even know what my room's like. You've never been in my room. How do you know? I have this feeling.
I have this feeling.
Whatever. I remember my dad had a bunch of clothes in the closet and a bunch of just stuff. He's like, Jay, you should go through your dad's clothes and figure out what's good and what's not good, and take what you don't want.
Right.
So I just went in there.
Pulled them. Pulled
All
them.
of them. One hand swoop, and then garbage.
I'm done. Like, dude, you're not even gonna go through them? Nope.
Nope.
Pretty much, not gonna do it. It's like, but there's like a passport in here. I'm like, fine, give me the passport. It'll make me feel better, I guess, and I'll pretend like I cared.
How did he know that there was a passport in there if he was like, you should go through your...
No, there was like an extra little box of garbage. My dad has a accumulator of garbage. I'm telling you, he had a trailer, like the ones you put on the back of, a big rig, full of just shit.
Really?
Just random shit. Tools and like brackets and just everything. Like a football helmet and pads. It's like, what? You gonna just run outside and start hitting people with the helmet on? What is your plan with this, Dad? Maybe someday.
You've been watching too much Blue Mountain State, Dad.
No, it didn't exist, which makes it worse.
That makes it worse, yeah.
My dad would just collect so much trash. It took forever to get that thing emptied. Finally get rid of all his garbage. You've seen my dad in his backyard garage that we had?
Yep.
God, that guy's a whole segment of his own. Wake me up at 3 a.m. to get his truck out of the garden because he thought it was a good idea to drive over the garden in a huge, ton truck. Like one of those big Lariats.
Yeah.
Ford Lariat, special edition, blah. Big ass diesel truck he drives through a garden in the rain. Like, I always think it's a bad idea to ford the river and Oregon Trail, but I know it's a bad idea.
I know it's a bad idea.
People aren't really what they die.
Oh,
Dysentery.
somebody's died of dysentery.
You starved to death.
Well, we spent an hour throwing rocks under his tires trying to get his dumb ass out of the garden. And I'm just cursing at him. I'm like, why? Why did you drive over this? It's
What made you think this is okay?
It's like 2.5 feet of tilled earth. All you're gonna do is sink. I don't know. I wanted to fucking do something. It was probably something dumb. No, my dad was something dumb. Working on his boat till 3 a.m. Watched him build a doghouse that my dog never went into. The dog was terrified of this doghouse. It's like, I'm not going. You don't even like me. Why would I go in your doghouse? It might be a trap. The dog never trusted my dad. My dad was so mean to it. It's like, hey, go in there. Dog's like, hell's to the no.
That's funny.
There's been
That's
plenty.
why we don't do drugs, folks.
Yeah, for real. That's bad. It
Drugs-
makes you do
drugs are
stupid
bad.
stuff.
Drugs are bad.
Drugs are
Okay?
bad, okay?
Like spend a week and a half making a 20-foot round doughboy pool into a spa. Using a water heater and multiple garden hoses. That's real life, people. Real life happening.
You can't
in
make
life.
this shit up.
That's what he's bringing, though. I mean, Thomas has told you the story about us being in the speedboat.
Yeah.
Where
When Jason was in the
his
inner
life
tube.
flashed before his eyes because he thought he was going to have a horrific speedboat accident.
Oh no.
Because he was So he was trying his best to knock Jason off, essentially, and he was sitting there doing all sorts of crazy maneuvers and stuff. And at one point, we hit like a wake. He like turned, and we hit a wake, and he all of a sudden went from the driver's seat to the other seat, the passenger seat over here, and there was nobody steering the boat. And it was like, what the fuck?
That wasn't the only time. He broke the throttle.
Yeah. And so he put the throttle on the ground, on the like floor of the boat, and was using it like a foot pedal. He was like, "Brrr."
So he's like, I'm gonna get this guy off. Slams it. Bonk. It falls down.
Oh
And
my
then
god.
I just see him reach down, and then the whole boat goes sideways.
Yeah. That was good times.
That's
good times.
I
terrifying.
had no idea what was going on from my point. I just thought he was just like trying tricks.
Mhm.
So, oh, he really wants me to get off this inner tube. This ain't happening. I'm ready. But no, it was my dad being my dad.
Yep.
And there was serious crisis in the boat.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was some serious danger going on. Somebody let my dad drive. That's danger. But hey, it was
Oh,
our
my
boat,
goodness.
and we got a free boat trip. You know, go around the lake when the lake still had water. Yeah, see, my family is definitely a
Cast of characters.
cast of characters.
Yeah.
It's a cast of characters. Be a totally funny as hell sitcom. Really wrong,
Yeah, it
but
would
funny
be.
as hell
I've always
sitcom.
thought it would be a great story. Somehow make it into a sitcom. Because there was always something going on and something strange happening.
Right.
And you add like so many kids, and then some of them have their really really big quirks, like my dad. He's always doing something dumb,
Right.
breaking his elbow, or popping his tooth out because he was drunk and hit a pole at a gas station.
He hit a pole at a gas
Yeah,
station.
you know, like one of those like waist high poles that separate the gas pumps,
Uh-huh.
so you don't crash into them. Well, it stopped him from crashing into a gas pump.
He was testing that.
Yeah, he was like, I think that I can do this, and no, he couldn't. And he hit his face on the steering wheel and popped out his tooth.
Oh my god.
This is who I grew up with.
Oh yeah. Look at you now. Look how you turned out.
Hey man, Grandma kept me off the pipe and the pole. That's all that matters. Anything you guys would like to talk about? I feel like I could hog in the stage.
Small people problems.
Small people, tall people problems.
And I don't have any of these problems because I'm neither.
Oh really?
No.
I would think that you would have short people problems before
Basketball.
you would have tall people
You just want to
problems.
bring up that one thing, don't you? You want to bring up I can't palm a basketball.
No, that's not. No, that's not even my point. I'm saying I'm like you're more on the short scale than you are the tall scale.
No.
You're not 6 feet, so.
Oh my god, but it's like nothing.
Okay, so tall
You know the
people
difference
problems.
between 6 foot and me is John. John is barely taller than I am. You can barely tell. Or like his son is barely taller than I am, but he's half inch.
Not John's son, my son.
Yeah, Thomas's son. It's like a half inch shorter than John.
Okay, what are your tall people problems, babe?
Tiny cars.
Tiny cars.
Tiny cars, because the steering wheel, like my legs, it looks like I'm about ready to have sex with the steering wheel sometimes when I'm in a car and it's a tiny car and the steering wheel doesn't move up high enough. So basically, like, my legs are spread like this, like a
Wide
V,
open, like a.
and it's like,
Kimbo,
huh?
spread it, Kimbo.
And his legs, like his knees are like above the dashboard. Like,
Well,
where the dashboard begins, his knees are like bumping into it.
so like driving with that type of stance, as far as that type of width on my legs, is like I have to barely touch the gas with my toe. I can hit the brake really easy, but hitting the gas with my toe is like the alternative. But
So yeah. On the other side of that, me being 5'3" and dating somebody that's 6'5", I get in the car and it's like the silliest, like, push the seat up all the fucking way, and it's the electronic seat, so it's like
Almost like she got her dad's car and she's pretending to drive.
and I have to like keep tapping my toe to see if I can hit the pedal yet. every time. I have to have a stool in the kitchen in order for me to get to anything
that I put away.
that he puts away. And I feel like sometimes he puts things away higher to spite me. So I'm like, God damn it! I'm like kicking the fucking stool around the kitchen. I can't palm a basketball.
I can't
Yeah, I get that
necessarily.
problem too.
I mean, I can sort of. Yeah,
Can't
I can
hold a basketball.
with my left. Not my right, but my left.
Pictures are awkward because if Thomas takes pictures of me, because he's so tall, I look really, really, really short and stout. Like I look because he's
Like a
got
teapot?
like a teapot. I'm like, can you get on your knees and take it from like eye level so that we're kind of the same height, please? My 11-year-old's taller than me.
That's funny. I think that's hilarious.
That's not hilarious.
Why?
Because why is that funny?
Because you stopped growing at like 10.
I know, I stopped growing at 11.
So she's coming up on him.
You
Maybe.
never know. She can stop growing.
She
She's got a
could.
little taller
And I
than
tell her
you.
that all the time. I was like, I was your age when
Just
I stopped
every time
growing.
she asks to go to like Dutch Brothers, get her some coffee.
For real.
Help her along
Extra
with that.
shot.
That's a great idea. You're gonna have Darth Vader helmet again, or whatever she had on her head, walking around.
Oh
walking
God,
in
yeah.
That was allergy medicine.
That was allergy
Or was
medicine.
it either NyQuil or DayQuil or allergy medicine? One of those things.
Yeah,
And
that
she
was-
just went fucking loopy.
With the Darth Vader helmet,
With
right?
the Darth Vader helmet on. And she was just like walking around in a circle. She wasn't like spinning. She was walking around in like this little 2-foot circle. And she was saying the most random shit. And then she would stop and she goes, and like touch her thing on her chest. She was like, my voice isn't working. Just
Batteries are
the
dead,
batteries are dead.
No, we took out the batteries.
Man, that thing, I brought it into Thomas's house like 8 years ago. One day,
Yeah.
I'm clearing out my aunt's storage area for their realty company.
Right.
I find it. I'm like, oh, this is mine. I'm taking it. And then, like that night or whatever, Thomas is
Mhm.
and Travis wearing it, coming up to the door. Thomas. Yeah. That thing had a lot of fun added to it for years.
Yeah.
And then it got to entertain you guys. I'm glad. I'm glad
God.
that lame toy that I found randomly somewhere can provide so much entertainment over the years.
I wish my phone was like within shot because I would have been like, I'm taping this. Like I would have been on that.
You know, and
Because
what
she was
what would have
so
been
funny.
The way you find it, little kid being
My
high Darth
daughter
Vader.
is a lunatic. Or something like Benadryl's funny.
Benadryl is funny.
But I understand because that allergy medicine is real.
Yeah.
Just want to let everybody know. Careful with allergy medicine. Fuck you up.
It'll fuck you up. Did it fuck you up last night?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah?
With the beer and that.
Yeah.
There's a little.
Well, it does say to not drink alcohol.
No.
Those are just words.
no. It says it was a warning.
It's a
It said,
recommendation.
If you drink alcoholic beverages, it will intensify
Said
drowsiness.
drowsiness. And
It didn't say don't do it. It just
yeah, I
said,
didn't say that.
yeah.
Okay.
It did not say do not.
So then the label and the words on that label were
Just
correct.
Words. Just words. They're all just words.
Have you ever taken Ambien?
No, I don't take that because I hear that's scary.
It's not scary.
I don't want to not remember how I got in my bed and changed my clothes and got everything ready. Like,
It's not scary. It's just more of like a woo, and then like pushing past that initial tiredness where you're like, ooh, I'm getting like woo. You get like fucking high as a kite. Like you're just like, like it's like
this
the
was a
worst
prescription.
kind of drunk that you can ever have. Like pushing past that initial drowsiness. So
that.
weird.
Mind you, this was a prescription.
Mind
Yeah.
you, this was a prescription.
Doctor
was a
prescribed
prescription.
These things. There'd be no way.
Drugs are bad.
Condone doing
condone
drugs.
Drug use. I don't know. It's not my business to know the ins and or the outs of the said process.
But if you take the original Ambien, the not controlled release kind, it's the best sleep because you like get knocked out and then you wake up
I
like
bet
6
you
hours
roofies
later.
are hella good sleep too.
Yeah, but roofies are illegal.
I'm just saying. I'm
You're
just
like-
saying. I'm sure those are really good sleep. Too. Like, oh my god, I had such
And I'm
great
sure-
sleep and my butthole hurts right now.
God.
And I'm sure meth is a good motivator.
No, it's not, man. We just talked about it. Doghouse. Dog didn't want to go in it.
It's a good motivator. But it's a good motivator.
The doghouse
I'm
got
just kidding.
finished, though.
Hot tub.
So.
Giant hot tub. Who really wants that?
Especially with water heater.
Yeah, who wants that? Nobody. That's bad, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Ambient sounds horrible.
I like ambient sleep.
I feel like it's taking
helps.
my control away.
Well,
I'm not good with those.
the reason that you take Ambien is to go to sleep. So
That's
who
the
cares
real
that
reason
you
why it's
don't
prescribed to
you
me.
don't miss, like, you don't remember exactly the 15 minutes prior to going to sleep. You just go to sleep and you wake up and you're like, oh, and then if you overthink it, you're like, oh shit, that's weird. But
Weird. I could have been raped in that 15 minutes, but it's okay. We're gonna go with no Emmys, no Emmys, no rape, good money. Stop.
God damn it, Jason, you ruin all the fun.
I do.
You do.
Wah,
Seriously, wah wah.
You got raped. You stupid little red bastard! I knew you came in the middle of the night.
We start with
Nothing
trust.
What's the safe word? No whammies?
No whammies?
Silence is not the safe word.
No. He's like, fine. He's okay. He's going.
It's
I haven't heard a
going.
single safe word yet. Because I'm blacked out. Just like roofies. That's not bad. Oh, it's just scary. I've heard horror stories where
Horror
people
stories.
don't go to bed and they're all doing shit and being dumb.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah, that happens.
Because I've been drunk blackout like twice,
Mm-hmm.
whole life, and every time I'm still doing stuff, and that stuff mostly stupid.
It's stupid stuff. You're like, all of a sudden I'm channeling my dad.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a urinal.
Yeah.
I'm fucking breaking like 4 or 5 glasses at the bar. I have to be carried out, you know, like a child.
Like a child.
God.
Like a wee little boy.
Hi everybody, I had fun, but Dad said I gotta go home now.
That's why he's carrying me over his shoulder.
Well, I don't remember it. That
No.
can't be good. Can't be good. I do like 3 songs. I go up in front of people with a microphone and don't remember any of it.
He's all,
Yeah.
woo! He didn't sing. He was just wooing the entire time.
Singing! Fucking love you
Hearing-
guys!
The drunk party chick.
Yeah.
This is my jam!
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
I just lit this cigarette backwards.
I've done it. I did it just not too long ago. But that was on a fakey cigarette. On a cigarette that had different filters, so it
Oh
kept me
my
in the
god.
dark.
So forgive me that my filters are a different color than your filters
No,
are.
and it was
Which
dark and I
does
just
not
tricked
give you
myself.
the right.
Oh.
So when you're putting a cigarette in your mouth and you notice that this end is dark and not light, you shouldn't light the other end, because odds are you have the tobacco end in your
Yeah,
mouth.
but yours are always white on white.
Right, but you look at this end of the cigarette, that's not white.
Well,
So
I know.
even in the dark,
Okay. I know
hey,
part
this
of
has
this-
a lot more contrast than the other section, so maybe I should flip that
Well,
around
Let's all be honest.
before I put fire to
A
it.
large portion of the reason is because I have been drinking that night. I'm sure that
Again, you're the drunk
like, the
chick.
processing.
I
Come
just
on, man, I
lit
don't
my
ever tell anybody,
cigarette backwards.
This is my jam, except the times that I say this is my jam, or somebody else's jam. Actually,
But you know what? It is my jam.
I'm the guy who
In all
tells
fairness.
people this is your jam, usually in inappropriate ways. Like when I was at the African party and I told our buddy,
Okay, please elaborate the African party.
yeah, we had like an African themed party that I had to work.
Okay,
catering.
thank you for clarifying.
And they were making African style food and stuff. And like
Mm-hmm.
one of our cooks, we were listening to music being played, and I walk up to her, I'm like, hey Sharita, I think I requested this song for you. It's like, hey, no, some African actual song that nobody understands. She looks at me like, really, Jason? Really? Fuck off. Like, what? Isn't this your jam?
Isn't this your jam?
God. You're going to hell.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I figured that who wants to kick it with their grandparents when they could go down and party in hell?
Right. Right.
Party in hell's gonna be way better. than it is with your grandparents in heaven.
Have you ever seen Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell
No.
on Adult Swim?
Yes. It's a weird show.
That's a weird show, but it's really funny. I was
It
like,
is.
what is this? And I was watching it, I was like, oh, it's really funny. Like the guy that got his hands turned into dicks. Like,
His fingers, yeah.
will turn into dicks.
And
I have dick fingers!
and they got singed. They were burnt crispy.
Burnt crispy dick fingers.
Yeah. So they didn't have to blur out his hands.
Oh. Smart thinking.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that show. It's very strange.
It is.
It's not better than Rick and Morty. I'm sorry.
No.
Rick and Morty
No,
is
Rick and Morty is hilarious.
hilarious.
So funny.
I
I've
wish I
seen
could do
some-
the voices. I really wish.
Hmm.
I can't do a good Morty.
I like Rick and his belching, like every rah. Like-
He's like in the middle of a sentence.
Shut up, Morty.
Shut up, Morty. Rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
And Morty's like nervous, like, but Rick.
Yeah, his
I didn't know
voice
that-
cracking and shit.
I didn't know that he was. It's the same guy who does both of them until she told me that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And it's
Also
Lemon
the-
Grab guy.
Also, the voice of Lemon Grab
Yeah.
from Adventure Time.
Voice actors are weird though. Like there's so many, like there are people that make a living just doing cartoon voices. You
In
know?
a world.
In a world. Next Wednesday, one woman is going to teach another woman to sound less retarded. I love that movie. It's so funny. That's
Honestly,
not lit, by the way.
No, it's just,
Okay. Okay.
I was
I'm just a Cinex
checking
machine.
its airflow. By it, I mean cigarette flow.
Like, that's the third time you've done that, Jason. Tried to smoke an unlit cigarette.
What
But
am I
the,
talking about?
That one stayed too. When I was like, "Oh yeah, your cigarette's not lit, so you doing
It
this
stayed in
is
the
not."
podcast.
Yeah,
When was that?
that was the last one that we did
Oh,
with you.
Manteca is lard.
you were talking shit because I didn't light a cigarette and I'm just
Yeah.
waving it around.
Yeah, you're like holding it and like kept on drag. I was like, "That's not even lit. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm confused.
You're confused."
Yeah.
That's because you don't listen to the podcast.
You're right, I don't. Which is interesting.
It's not interesting. It's a cowardly way to do things.
Cowardly.
Yeah.
I know what I say, kind of. No, usually I forget everything I say the next day. But that's kind of the good part about it. I'm okay. I don't need to hear my voice. I think Thomas has a voice for radio. He has a good, deep voice. I think my voice is silly.
That's what one of our friends said just recently.
That my voice is silly?
No.
Rude.
We have that I have like a radio voice, and I'm all okay.
No, it sounds good going over the radio. Me, I just don't like hearing the sound of my
Yeah,
voice.
but video killed the radio star.
I do like hearing my jokes, though.
Video kill the radio
I ain't gonna lie.
star.
Fucking golden. You should write that shit down. Sell it.
What?
Jokes, motherfucker.
Oh, well, okay.
Shit.
If you're not making any money selling your jokes, why would I make any money selling your jokes, Jason?
Everybody can make money selling these jokes.
Have
Fucking
you
grade A.
listened to
Quality.
John Mulaney?
I don't know. No, maybe 7. One of those.
You're an
Purple.
asshole. Moving right along, folks.
Recognize the name, if that makes a difference.
That does make a difference.
Sounds Irish. I like him already.
You would. Probably have the
Mulaney.
same can't make potato thing going on. Grow up,
can
or
make
whatever it is
potatoes.
the problem.
No, I looked it up just recently, like more details on potato famine. And the fact is that they had one species of potato that was brought back from Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and they just kept growing it and growing it and growing it. And the thing is that once a mold or
Yeah, gets into the soil, then
yeah, and it just
it
permeates
destroys.
everything.
Yeah, and it's susceptible. That specific species of the potato is susceptible to that mold. And when that's the only species of potato you have, all of your potatoes are bullshit.
Did you hear recently that the first withdrawal from the seed bank, the World Doomsday Seed Bank, has been done?
No, what does that mean?
Syria.
Syria
What?
is a place.
Syria?
Are we playing one of those games
No,
where
I'm
you
asking
say-
you what it means. Like, what is the
Oh,
Doomsday
so-
Seed Bank?
So there's the Doomsday Seed Bank, which is like built into.
It's in Denver.
No, it's in like the Netherlands or something. It's like out there, and like basically all these countries have the ability to catalog seeds and put these seeds into the seed bank, which is, I believe, in the Netherlands. I can't remember. It's really pretty.
Mm,
I mean, what you can see of it.
okay.
But it's basically if all hell breaks loose and crops get destroyed, there's no seeds or anything anywhere,
Yeah.
and you can't grow your native plants in your country
Mhm.
because you no longer have any seeds you have no viable seeds to grow.
Right.
So all these countries can take these seeds and basically deposit them in the bank,
Mm-hmm.
and then Syria was the one who recently is the only one that has made a withdrawal from the global seed bank. And the reason being is because the fighting and the damage that's been done to like the crops and stuff in there,
Mm-hmm.
they have no viable seeds.
Oh wow.
So they had to actually
That's crazy.
make a withdrawal from the Doomsday Bank of seeds to replant their freaking crops and start over again. And the
Wow.
agreement is that once they get viable crops and have like
They have
additional
to replenish their
seeds, they'll
seeds in
replenish
the
the seeds
bank.
to the bank.
Oh.
They don't have to,
Yeah.
but that's
It's
the
smart
intent.
business sense.
Well, it's smart survival sense.
Yeah.
It's just the whole thing, because the Doomsday thing is if shit goes really wrong.
There's like nuclear fallout all over the place.
Well,
and
that or let's say that all the ice caps
melted.
on the really tall mountain, that's the really important one. Like the icebergs melting,
Uh-huh.
not so bad. Ice caps on top of mountains, those melting,
Yeah.
those drain into the oceans, and that's what makes the oceans rise.
Right.
You ever seen an ice cube melt in a couple, like a glass of water? Water
This
doesn't
is all
melt
the
high.
inconvenient truth.
Yeah. But if the ice caps melt off of like all the mountains, like some of the really important ones.
There's I think it's
Yeah, the volume of water has changed once the
Greenland.
ice cubes are in it.
I think it's Greenland that has this massive ice, like a shelf
Oh, the ice
on
shelf?
top of
Land.
like land.
Yeah.
And so what's happening is it's actually melting through the ice and it's creating like a layer of water going underneath the ice. And they're saying, okay, well, if this happens and continues to happen this way, what it's going to do, because the water is going underneath it, it's going to slide, and it's going to slide right into the ocean, and it's going to fuck all of the sea levels up. And that's,
Oh yeah.
that's the most
Yeah.
terrifying thing to me, because I'm like, well, there goes all of the coastlines. It's not just like, oh, close by.
We're good.
It's like the entire
We're good.
world's coastlines are going to
We're
be
good,
screwed.
Mm.
Well, being in Sacramento, we're fine.
We're fine. We have a coastal we have a mountain range in between us and the ocean.
But right. And it's not gonna. I mean, it would
Well,
be.
it's
It would
still
be
gonna
like
pour out. It's
San
just- there's a
Francisco
way
would
to
be
go through
underwater,
It's
and
not gonna
Monterey
go
is going to be
over
underwater.
that elevation and then come
Yeah.
into the valley.
No.
I agree that
Yeah.
Monterey and San Francisco.
Mhm.
Oh
Anything
yeah, all those
like
are gone.
Florida, it's going to be like a speckled. New York's
They've
gonna be
done the
underwater.
calculations based off of
We'll be an
How much
oceanfront
ice?
property.
Yeah. See you down in Arizona Bay.
You know,
Let's hope
okay,
that doesn't happen, but
It
I mean,
seems
it's bound
like-
to. I mean, if you think
Right.
about it, it's going to happen.
Unless we have another ice age soon.
That will be
well,
better.
what could if
Well, it
if
could
everything
be.
follows pattern though, everything's gonna melt, and then there's gonna be, shit's gonna shift.
We're gonna have a new ice age.
We
Yeah,
probably
you
have
have
to be
because-
better suited now to survive the ice age than we would before.
Well, humans have survived many, many ice ages.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that. I think that what's gonna suck is
Humanoids.
that
Yeah.
the people that are so all about technology and they're like so. I mean, they can't live without it. They have no means to do it. Then that's gonna screw them over because something
People can't-
bad
they
happens
can't
to
fend for
an
themselves
infrastructure.
without any form of technology.
Right.
So they don't have somebody making their food. They don't have
Exactly.
somebody,
So if you're
doing all the
sustainable, you're fine. But if you're not, then
See, that's where I
you
think
just
the
know how to do
show,
the basic stuff.
the
Like
show
you know
Evolution,
how to grow, you know how to...
revolution.
Revolution,
Yeah.
where,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
where power just did not
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like if that actually happened, not only from just an EMP, because an EMP, yeah, there'd be chaos reigning for a while.
Right.
Shit would get
But it's not
broken down.
permanent,
People would
is it?
die. We'd get it back up and running.
Right.
We would.
It's not
Now,
permanent.
It
whatever
wouldn't be-
happens, why an EMP was sent, that's the part I would be more worried about. Like, if all of a sudden an EMP went off, okay, we're going to survive out of this, but why did an EMP go off in America?
Yeah.
Shit's going to go wrong, and
Right.
communication is down.
Well, they've been talking about that, saying like, oh, this could happen. It's called the Black Swan. And if the Black Swan happens, nobody's really ready for it because there'd be chaos. Your money wouldn't be available because
Money
it's
wouldn't
all
mean
in the
anything.
banks and you can't swipe a card,
No, as soon as that happens, money is
It
now
depends on how
obsolete.
reaching the EMP is, because they also have a lot of backups underground,
Yeah.
like far underground.
But I mean, if this thing ain't coming back, now things are possession
Right,
based.
right,
It's what you have.
right.
And people are gonna start taking.
I have nothing. Got nothing.
But to be honest, I mean, for the other folk, I can find a way to get power into a house. Power could be had without the grid.
Right.
So
Right, but
I mean-
those solar panels.
I already know where I'm going. I'm
circuit
going
boards
there.
and-
Yeah.
That's one of the first places I want to. If I'm gonna fucking be looting, I'm not gonna loot stupid shit. Stupid shit that I'm not gonna be able to use, like TVs and shit.
Yeah, my VCR. Okay.
Let me go get
Yeah.
some new movies.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna.
Good luck.
I would, it would
I'm
be
gonna go
more
get
like
some
solar panels
rice
and some
and
setup
some potatoes.
food.
Yeah.
Something that's gonna help sustain you in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form. If it's multiple people, you guys
Potatoes.
go get some food. You guys go get food and water.
And
shit.
you just plant a potato in the ground and it grows, so you don't
Yeah,
need
potatoes
seeds
like the
for it.
most
So
retardedly easy thing to grow.
That's
You
why
can
it's a staple.
triptych and fucking grow potato.
yeah.
What?
You can triptych and grow
Oh.
potato.
Was that lightning?
Was it lightning? That looked like lightning.
Aliens. Could be aliens.
That was bright as shit.
responding to our
Yeah, really
podcast. The aliens
like-
have listened.
We like the cut of your jib.
We like the cut.
Do you have dance party? That would be
Oh.
an awesome, weird situation.
Aliens don't want to do dance.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, first.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I know it's a ridiculous thought, but it sounds funny.
He sets himself up. He's like, okay, first. Leaning on his arm, like, 1 second. Let's go back to this and
Go back to
revisit this.
Aliens, and Dance Revolution, whatever we're doing. I think we'd all be too freaked out because aliens. We're all normal. We'd be freaked the fuck out.
I wouldn't be freaked out about
I don't.
aliens.
You don't know
I would be
aliens
freaked
unless you-
out about aliens if they're like, if
you
it was
can't-
like Independence Day where they come and they're like, oh, look, we're here, and everyone's on top of the building and then the building gets obliterated.
That's obvious
That's the
intentions.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
is.
telling you, what if they came down, didn't speak our language, and didn't have obvious intentions?
Well, obviously, the aliens can speak through
Telepathy.
telepathy.
why
And
should
they
we
don't
trust
need to
them?
talk to them.
Why should we trust aliens? Aliens? What if they have some, like, want to harvest our organs type plan?
Dude, my liver's shot, so you go for it.
I'll just pour
Or
some
steal
water.
our land, or steal Earth for its nutrients, whatever they want to do with it.
They're allergic to water, so we've got
Yeah, we're good.
plenty of that.
Although we are in a drought,
And we are in a
but I
drought.
will take a hose to an alien.
Just make sure he's on the lawn when you're doing it, so that the
Okay,
lawn's
honestly, I'm not here to bash any directors or makers of movies, but that has to be one of the worst ideas for a movie that ever existed.
No, it is not. It is not.
There-
Science is not.
So wait. Okay, hold on. The aliens are all the Wicked Witch of the West.
Happened
Water
again.
is their nemesis.
It's slightly further away.
Oh, I didn't see it.
That's pretty much what's going on.
I'm
Wicked Witch of the West
melting.
is coming down, and that little girl somehow knew, and
No, she
Well,
was just
because
picky.
maybe the like the aliens, because Thomas is like, oh yeah, for sure, you're totally gonna go and invade a world that has it's like 60% of something that it's deadly to you, you
I mean,
know?
honestly, even killing the people would be harmful to you, because their bags mostly water. It's like you're going to a place that has a bunch of water balloons as people, and you're trying to destroy them. I mean, this is on a planet that's mostly water. It seems like a horrible
But the thing
plan.
is that they have the weird thing, so they're thinking, oh, we're just gonna go in and overpower them. They're not gonna fight back because obviously they're lesser beings than we are, and
What if we
they're
accidentally
not
dropped the
gonna
water
figure
balloon
out.
with legs?
Well, last time I dropped someone, they didn't explode, and all their water didn't come out. This is not. It's not the X-Men where the
Okay,
guy,
hold on.
like...
Even, like, you drop them, nosebleed, it falls on them. That blood is gonna affect
Because
their...
there's water, yeah.
There's
Very
water
true.
in it, so there any type... Somebody like, pees on them.
Oh,
If they
that
get
would be
scared and
hilarious.
pee on them.
That would be hilarious to see.
It's like, fuck this guy. Yeah.
Just
If honestly, if I could destroy the alien invading race with my dick, I'm not scared of them. Like a Ghostbuster. I would be hitting them with my dick like a Ghostbuster. Psst, psst, don't cross the stream. Fuck it, cross the streams.
It makes a splash. It gets more of them.
It does more damage.
Oh, God.
And the girls be all upset because they can't do it. Like, oh, we can't fight
We have
the
Wheaties.
aliens.
We can totally do it.
We pee in a cup. Like, throw it at them. And you do have the wee pee.
Which is
That just
creepy.
looks so gross and
It's so
unsanitary in so many different ways. Brought to you by...
The letter 3.
The letter 3, because that's a new letter. The color purple.
I'm just saying.
The color 12.
But not the part that Danny Glover plays. Cause
The
he's a
number
dick in
Q.
that movie. I think everything should be like Sesame Street.
Me too. We need more Sesame Street in our lives.
We need to have the things brought to us by
Yep.
the
yep,
letters
Yep.
and the numbers.
I know.
Like today,
And you know what's funny is that as a child, I never got and Sesame Street Today has been brought to you by, because I never realized that, like, oh, shows have sponsors, you know, like you watch Fox and
They
it's
don't.
like, today's episode of such and such has been brought to you by such and such, and you have a commercial for that. So there's no commercials, though, on Sesame Street for the number 3 and the letter Q.
They just
the
had them
color
all
purple.
up in there.
I know. It was like, oh, there's a lot of pee going on today.
That's because the aliens came down.
Yep, that's because those damn invisible science aliens came out. We had to piss on them.
I think the new Muppet Show,
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I do.
I want to watch last week's episode.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too.
Real quick, back to that science thing.
Yeah.
You do know the major weapons manufacturer would be like
Nerf.
Water
Nerf.
guns, yeah.
Nerf
Yeah, for
water
real.
Nerf.
Super
Nerf.
soaker.
Super Soaker backpack, all that. Number 1 weapons manufacturer
Yeah.
right now. It's like, what? Yep. Because we need water and guns, and they got that shit down.
They make it a science.
Yeah. I can launch this water balloon from like 300 feet. Get some.
Get
some aliens.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that would be the worst battle plan ever. It's like us going to like the
I think if
acid
they
people's
never-
planet
Yeah.
with the acid atmosphere and the people filled with
Like,
acid.
it starts raining. They're screwed. They have to run to their ship.
It's all a bad idea.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
if we controlled the weather.
But this is
that would-
Shyamalan and Ding Dong. This is how that guy rocks, man.
And what's
I don't
funny
wanna
though,
get
and
on.
you think about it, it's like, okay, so all of these places so they're not invading Ireland, obviously, because Ireland
it's
rains
wet
all
all
the
the
time,
time.
you know?
Its fog is
So
wet.
the Eskimos are cool.
I'm
So
pretty
any
sure.
Eskimo or Alaskan
Anybody-
is pretty cool because they're kicking it in the snow.
I mean, they might
Right?
not get out of their ship. They might just start shooting people, or I don't know what their intentions were.
They were harvesting us.
I mean, obviously
I
these
think-
aren't very
Harvesting?
I
smart
think so. They were
aliens.
taking the people away and doing something.
Either way. And then there's that one, the village, where it's fucking...
No. Don't get me on Shyamalan Ding Dong.
I like the village.
Lady in the Water wasn't that bad.
Lady in the Water was terrible.
I didn't mind that one more than I didn't like any of the other ones. Because at least the other one, I'm like, oh, that sounds supernatural and kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Village is non-supernatural. It's more...
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Fuck, yeah.
If y'all haven't watched The Village
Don't
since
do
it
it.
came out like 10 years ago, sorry, we're spoiling it for
Totally
you.
spoiling it.
No, how about
No
if you haven't
supernatural
seen it?
aspect whatsoever.
Stop now.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you're not missing a lot.
Signs, yeah,
That's
that was
bullshit. I
just
like
silly.
that a lot.
Mel Gibson acted like a fool, like Mel Gibson seemed to act like
He's
nobody,
just playing Mel Gibson.
nobody knew that the weapon was actually Mel Gibson. They was like, whoa, that's him.
That's him. That's Toti's him. What else?
Well, I mean, there's that bastardization of the Avatar movie.
No, God.
So we don't want to talk about
You
that.
wanna
'cause
bring
Thomas
up
is gonna
Shamalama
be
Ding Dong?
on-
I will go on a rant.
I know you do, but I mean, I've watched that, and then I've watched the other one, or the actual cartoon afterwards. Yeah, I watch cartoons or anime, whatever you want to call it. I'm okay with
It's
it.
anime,
Cartoons.
Jason.
It's anime.
That's a cartoon.
That's a cartoon, but
Yes. It's anime style.
it's anime. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, anime style.
But anyways, it pretty much just took the story and made up a whole new one. How it's done.
I've
Did
never
Jesus find
seen it.
You don't.
I
waste
watched
your
the
time.
first episode, or no, the first like 20 minutes of it, and I was like, oh yeah, let's do something else. As I really didn't care to see it, but
Have you seen the cartoon?
Oh yeah,
I've watched all the episodes
Okay,
of cartoon.
you like the cartoon?
beautiful.
It's a great story.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's heartfelt and funny,
Mm.
and plus they didn't get Sokka's funniness down. That guy did not.
Oh, he was so serious in the
Yeah.
movie. From what I saw, I was like, and his name's not Sokka.
Yeah, no,
And it's
the
not
raping and the raping of the names.
Yeah.
Like, can you not?
It's like, okay, so you said you did this for your daughters. I get that.
Did
and
you
it would
watch
be
the
great.
cartoon?
Did you ever watch it? Like, did you get an idea of what it was about in the first episode? Like, oh, this is what we're gonna do with this.
And then he forgot. He just like wrote it down.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, Ang. God, what was it? How do they say that? That makes perfect sense.
Well, it
For
makes
Buddhist
sense
monk.
because in China you don't have an ang sound, so maybe he's thinking that ang would actually be ong.
The name was.
But he's
said.
Indian.
I know.
And the name was.
I'm just
said.
saying, maybe he thinks that,
It'd be
you
different
know.
if you're reading a book and, you read a book or name in a book differently than you would.
Unless they have a
somebody else.
table of pronunciation.
Unless they have something like that,
Yeah.
which I've had books like that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
there are-
They usually
yeah.
don't go as deep as with names. They usually just go with
Places
items and places.
items. Yeah.
He just changed stuff, and I
Stuff.
didn't like it.
He completely obliterated the storyline where the previous Avatar had a wife and was kids.
Well, they just destroyed the previous Avatar as a character in general. He was just the dragon spirit thing.
The dragon did a lot of the talking.
That's true. I don't know.
Up until a certain point. And
Yeah, I
then
thought in the
yeah, and
first
then-
book it had him talking to.
Roku?
Yeah,
It
because I
wasn't-
think in the first book he is traveling to the temple.
Yes,
Yeah, so yeah, he talked to Roku in the first one.
through the dragon
Yeah.
at points,
But the
but
dragon then just took him in the spiritness to Roku.
To Roku.
I want to be an avatar when I grow up.
Just watch this whole thing at your house, bro. Just watch the whole thing, and just loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
Especially the end when I'm like, just so cool. But then it's.
I
started
really
watching
like the end
next
because
one.
he doesn't have to compromise who he is.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to go about this the way that I want to go about this, and things are going to end up great in the end, but I don't have to fucking kill you, you know?
You know, okay, so Legend of Korra in the second book delves into that. She has a hard time with spirit. She has bending mastered, except for air.
See, I didn't watch it until the second season when she starts doing that. The first season's just like her trying to master airbending horribly.
Come here, babe.
Which I see her as like a bull in a china shop.
I'm moving forward a little bit.
She's all muscles.
She's gonna put my
and-
hair in a bobby pin.
I
You're
put it
gonna
in
be
here and
I
Bobby
like
pin.
Oh my goodness.
I like my antennae.
Can you draw this as a picture to add to our YouTube hopefully channel here soon? Thomas is working on that. A YouTube channel for us, and he might be actually doing little bits of drawings.
Drawings!
Draw
I want to do a drawing for the YouTube channel, too.
I imagine it being like dandelion and a crack in the cement.
I
Stick
am-
figures?
I am not going to draw because it would just be different size stick figures doing things, stick animals.
If XKCD can make millions of dollars doing it, why not you?
You have a point. My stick figures are pretty sick.
I mean, there's like one difference, like somebody has hair and then somebody has a hat.
No, man, I bring it, man. They got scars in the face. They get that scar.
When
I'm serious about my stick figures, peeps.
When I was in third grade, fourth grade, I went to the library, and they had these compendiums, these books of this artist guy who was just like, everything stick figure. And it was like, here's how you draw a top hat on a stick figure, and here's how you draw some additional stuff, and here's a
There's
car.
a sombrero on a stick figure.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
This is the mustache on a stick figure. Well, I will still not be drawing anything on this YouTube channel. Hopefully soon we'll be able to give you guys an actual channel to go to. The producer's working on it.
Yeah, I downloaded the software today.
And that way we can keep all of our podcasts instead of having to delete some of them.
Yeah, but mostly I think it'd be nice to add some of his artistic prowess
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the podcast landscape here.
Yeah.
Because he has ideas.
A lot of random ideas.
Yeah, you do.
That's lots of random ideas.
But he sees the picture as it's happening. Like the one you described of me and versus the cat.
Oh, yeah. What, bitch?
And there's serious stuff happening, but it probably looked hella silly.
Yeah.
Cat hates people, probably hates happiness.
She doesn't love people.
No.
She likes people when they are my kid. She loves Asa. And when Asa's gone, she misses her so. Very so.
Because the only one that likes her.
I like her.
Does she let you pet her?
She lets me pet her, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's a fat cat. She'll lie down in the middle of the hallway like, okay, do your thing.
'Cause every
Until
once in a
she's
while,
done with it. And then
she's not pissing me off, and she's not...
She just straight hisses at me. Like I'm Satan.
Oh, she'll still hiss at you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She hisses at you too?
Every time she comes, or I come upstairs and she's sitting in the hallway, she's like, like, I'm all right. Well, I'm still coming, so, yeah.
I just usually have told her, get crazy. Get fucking crazy, cat.
I dare
I
you.
fucking dare you, get crazy. I will elbow drop you. I'll just defend myself. I like animals, and I've never hurt one on
Right.
purpose. But if it attacks me, then I'm gonna have to like throw it across the room. I'll even feel bad, but I don't want to be attacked.
Right.
And I'm defending my face and eye holes.
They'll go for the eyes.
Yeah, they're little fuckers. Cats are bigger assholes than a dog is.
Yeah,
The
they
dog, you
knock
just have to
solo
stop
cups
that
off.
mouth from doing stuff.
Yeah.
You get that mouth away from you, you're pretty good. The cat, they got those fucking diseased claws.
Yeah.
They'll dig into you and infect your wounds.
Their
That's why I'm
saliva.
like, I would not want to live in Africa or India where there are tigers and lions.
Oh,
Fuck
fuck that.
that.
Right.
A cat that big? I can't fight a
This
cat
is
that
not
big.
natural.
Have you seen those fuckers? They're like, they're fast.
Dude, did you
What?
see the video of the little girl at the zoo in front of like the lion cage? It was a glass enclosure, you know, and the little girl standing at the lion cage, and the lion starts like tapping the window, and the girl puts her hand up, and the fucking lion starts doing this to the window, and I'm like, okay, get your fucking kid away from the window because that lion's trying to kill it, you know, it's horrible.
Keep one. Hold on.
It's out of your face now.
No, I know, but I like the antenna.
It's
like it
very
too.
fluffy
I
antenna.
think it's cute. It's a cute antenna. I was telling him that. He was prancing around the yard.
No, I went to go shut off
You
the
were
water.
prancing?
No,
Really?
I
I
went to go shut
missed
off
you
the water.
prancing?
Yeah, he pranced.
No.
No, you pranced. I watched you prance around the yard. That's the best way I would ever describe that run would be prancing. What?
He wasn't frolicking.
No, it was a prance.
I
Okay, so there's...
think it pranced like this, like
I could've-
skipping and
I
doing
could've
this.
put
With,
ribbons on
it's like
him.
a windshield wipers with both
I
hands.
could put ribbons on him, and we would have done some form of
There's
equestrian.
bark and pokey leaves and shit on that.
We'd
I'm
have some
walking around
equestrian
barefoot.
challenge, and we get like blue ribbon and prancing
Prancing.
in best of show and shit. I mean, you're jockey sized. I mean, jockeys are like 5'3", 2, 1.
Right.
Well, thank you for listening to our drunken ramblings, as usual. Come and join us on Facebook.
Share it with all of your friends too.
Yeah, talk about this shit. It's gonna be good. They might think we're funny. You never know.
You never know.
And thank you for listening.
This is Thomas.
Megan,
And Jason.
signing out. Have a good weekend.
Have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
You felt it, Juice?